lost in the frame and people's fame, where it could be my own supremacy, maybe out of this world, uttered again.
Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with Montreal-based jazz singer and composer Marie-Soleil. We caught up with this talented artist to discuss her new 2025 CD, Anastasia, and a life dedicated to music. Always growing as a musician and composer, she takes the reins of her sextet, Sun Fantasia, formed in 2022. Craving to set a new sound in jazz, she infuses her music with influences from the likes of Chick Corea, Weather Report, Joni Mitchell, Frank Zappa, and with different styles to create something original and personal, and it's exactly that. We get into her whole ride. Enjoy this interview.
I appreciate you taking a minute out today. I'm looking forward to getting into your new album and getting into your life and music, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So before we get into Sun Fantasia and the album and everything that you're doing, I want to know, 5 years ago, this pandemic was changing so much about how musicians were living and just what was going on in general. How did you get through that COVID era, and how has it influenced the way that you create and do things today?
During COVID, I remember I practiced a lot. I've discovered a lot of band. So, yeah, it was that during COVID, and I composed a lot also. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the new album. Talk to me kind of about the group and what your vision was for this album.
I wanted to fuse modern jazz with progressive rock. So I've listened a lot of prog rock when I was a teenager. So Camel, Focus, Frank Zappa, all that kind of band. And then I discovered when I entered university, Dave Brubeck, Gary Burton, Chick Corea, Bill Evans. So this album, I really wanted to fuse all these modern style with prog rock, and to put a narrative world into music. So I wanted to make it colorful. Yeah.
So why did you pick Anastasia? What was the reason behind that title?
Sun. It's for my name. So Marie-Soleil. I'm from Quebec, so sorry for my accent.
No, you're good. It's all good. I just wanted to make sure. I know that you had explained that, but I didn't know if there was any other meanings that went behind it. So I just wanted to make sure. So talk to me about what you ultimately hope the listener gets from this album.
There's a story behind all the album. So it talks about a girl who is trying to flee from an island, and the message behind is freedom, spirituality. So she really wants to enlighten herself and really flee the island. So, yeah, there's a spiritual message behind that. And I hope the listener can grab that.
So take me back to your beginnings. How did music become your world? How did music, and more specifically jazz, kind of become your career? Before singing, I was playing a lot of bass and piano, and I've been drawn to Jaco Pastorius, so this is like my idol, and I really discovered instrumental jazz music before all the singing stuff, and yeah, I've always been drawn to instrumental music. Yeah. So what was the first live show, whether jazz or otherwise, that you saw that blew you away and made you think, I want to be up there, I want to do that one day?
That's a good question. the first concert, it was Green Day. Green Day, I was a fan of Green Day when I was young. But about 2 years ago, I saw Brad Meldo, and it was mind-blowing. I really loved the concert. It was a piano solo concert. And yeah, it was so inspiring. Yeah.
When you look at your career up to this point, obviously when you get into music, you have this idea, this kind of dreamy notion of what your career is going to be like, what it's going to be like to be a professional musician. And then there's the reality of what your career becomes, what your day-to-day becomes. What was the difference? What's been the difference between the dream of being a professional musician and actually living the life of one now?
Well, I really hope to continue to compose. This is my true passion, composing. I do compose every day, and I really want to share messages with people, so I really hope to perform live music and travel around to play. Yeah, that's my goal.
And the other part of this is that while you're dreaming about this career, you think about stages and venues that you can perform at. What was the first venue, the stage that you stepped on and you thought, wow, I can't believe this is happening?
I think it was a small venue. It was Vert Bouteille at Montreal. But it was a great evening. The sound was perfect. And I remember the interplay within my band was magical that night. There was a lot of people, too. And I don't know, there was something spiritual, magical during this evening. And it really proved me that I want to do that. Yeah.
So what would be a dream stage that you would love to perform on?
The Montreal Jazz Festival. The scenes are so cool.
So what do you like the best about being a professional musician? What gets you up every day? What makes you want to compose and perform and live this life?
I really love to I'm really into art. So writing story, there's a lot of images in my head that I need to put into words, and this is what I want to do. There's I don't know, there's just too much going on, and writing is just a tool I use to I don't know how to say that, to free my mind, I think.
Yeah. Why do you love this art form we call jazz?
Oh, the improvisation, all the simultaneous, the spontaneous stuff. I really love all the art of improvisation. Yeah.
You mentioned seeing Brad live, but I'm curious, if you could get into a time machine and go back in time and see one jazz show with your own eyes, where would you go?
Oh, I would see Focus. Focus is my number one band.
So, at the end of the day, everyone out there has a perception of you. Family, friends, fans, bandmates, everyone that knows you, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I think I'm really creative. Oh my God, that's a good question. Well, if I see my parents, they see jazz as intellectual music, mathematical music, and I don't think they really understand what I'm composing. but how I see myself, it's just the fusion of a narrative world into a jazz spontaneous music. And this is how I perceive myself, is I want to bring something new to the table. And I think what I'm doing is creative. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to catch you live, pick up a copy of Anastasia, any of your previous work, any of the good business in your world, where's the best place to go?
The best place to go to perform.
Well, if they want to catch you live performing, or if they want to pick up a copy of the album, any of those kinds of things.
I think the UK. I'd like to go over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the prog rock, the birth of prog rock was in the UK, so I think it's my dream to go over there. Yeah.
Like right now, do you have any shows, anything on your schedule if anybody wants to catch you performing live?
Yeah, I have an album launch on December 16 in Quebec City, and the title of the bar is Fou Bar.
Is the album on Bandcamp? What's the best way for people to get the album?
Sure, it's on Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube, all the platforms. Yeah, iTunes. Yep.
Good. This has been absolutely wonderful, Marie. Thank you for reaching out to Neon Jazz. Thank you for taking time out. Best of luck. It's wonderful. In my heart of hearts, as much as I love jazz, I love the prog rock scene as well. So it's wonderful to see this fusion. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players and minds in Montreal, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Marie for her time, story, and reaching out to the program. If you want to hear more Neon Jazz interviews, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to us at YouTube, and for everything Neon Jazz, go to theneonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.